Regret. A regret comes from a reality all human beings have in common. Every time we fail to obey the command we receive prior to our every action, hearing it in our own conscience, we suffer a regret that ranges from mild to severe. The most common universal response to all earthly humans, nationalities is, damn, something told me not to do that. I should have never did that. Something told me not to do that. Our failure to obey our conscience is in believing that you are thinking and you not realizing it is God or Yahweh speaking in you as you so that His divine will be done. 1 Kings chapter 19 verse 12, King James Version. One thing that I have come to learn, know, and understand about history is why I am drawn to love war movies and how we are all in an internal spiritual war within ourselves. Believe it or not, it's so anyhow. This story began in part in the year 1750 at Henrico County, Richmond, Virginia. However, before going back there, we will pick up the action in the year 1956, where an African-American boy, along with his 7 siblings, are raised in part by their educated mother from the north and their illiterate father, a deep South country boy of Point Coupee Parish, Louisiana, from the south. 1956, Progress Street, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. An 11-month-old baby boy crawls on his hands and knees into the kitchen to go to his mommy at the counter making sandwiches. But his daddy picks him up, sits at the table, and holds his namesake baby boy on his lap and asks his mommy for a slice of bread. Mommy gives him a slice of bread, and daddy puts teaspoons of his sweet coffee on the bread and then feeds it to his boy. Afterwards, he sits the baby on the floor. Mommy gives daddy a lunch bag, and together they walk out the back door, going to daddy's dump truck. Edna walks back inside the kitchen and screams, "Martin!" Martin ran rushing inside. Edna points at her baby boy sitting high up on top of the kitchen counter. Forrest's hands are in the sugar jar. Sugar is all over his face, his hands. He's knocked the jar over and it's spilled on the counter. "How did he get up there, Martin?" Edna asks. "You're a buccaneer. You're nothing but a buccaneer," she exclaims, nicknaming him Buccaneer. This is my earliest memory of my life here on earth that I recall of my mommy and daddy. 1963, Zion City, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Forrest Clark, go down Packard Street to Plank Road and turn right, crossing over to the meat market on the corner of 4th Street and Plank Road. Go in the meat market, get my grocery bag, don't mash my bread or break my eggs. When Edna paused, Forrest ran out the back door on a mission. He was barefooted, wearing jean shorts, and wearing no shirt. Zion City didn't have sidewalks, and Packard Street didn't have dirt trails overshadowed by huge, giant shade trees. No clouds were in the sky on this day, and the noonday sun was hot. During summer months, most Zion City kids did not wear shoes or shirts. When Forrest got to Kissel Street, a few houses from home, he gnawed in his decision-making. He turned right and then went on and turned left on 4th Street going to Plank Road. However, his conscience bothered him. 1963, Zion City, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Forrest Clark, go down Packard Street to Plank Road and turn right, crossing over to the meat market on the corner of 4th Street and Plank Road. Go in the meat market, get my grocery bag. Don't mash my bread or break my eggs. Edna paused. Forrest ran out the back door on a mission. He was barefooted, wearing jean shorts and wearing no shirt. Zion City didn't have sidewalks, and Packard Street didn't have dirt trails overshadowed by huge, giant shade trees. No clouds were in the sky on this day, and the noonday sun was hot. During the summer months, most Zion City kids did not wear shoes or shirts. When Forrest got to Kissel Street, a few houses from home, he gnawed in his decision-making. He turned right and then went on and turned left on 4th Street going to Plank Road. However, his conscience bothered him. Something was telling him, don't do that. Mommy said always walk on Packard Street to Plank Road. You've been doing that ever since she told you that in 1960. This is 1963. Don't do this. Forrest reasoned that since 1960, I never had problems going the way Mommy said, but now I done passed from 3rd grade to 4th grade. I made the honor roll again this year. Taking 4th Street route can't be that bad. It's too hot to walk on Packard Street. I'll get a chance to see who all lives on 4th Street, where Eva Lee lives. Kissel was a gravel road. 4th Street was a gravel road also. But a dirt trail coursed under lots of shade trees all the way from Kissel Street to Plank Road. Before passing the fence of the house up ahead on the left side of 4th Street, Forrest heard ruckus of men and boys high up on a porch, talking loud and cursing and playing dominoes, and somebody was yelling, "Give me 15, stick!" As Forrest got closer, he saw them drinking beer and smoking cigarettes, and he saw them before they saw him from the porch running by. As soon as they saw Forrest, he was gone, jogging on the cool dirt trail overshadowed by huge trees blocking the hot sunlight. One boy on the porch stood out. It was John Henry Brown. He was a bully at Zion City Elementary School. One day, Forrest saw John Henry twist another boy's arm and take his chocolate cream pie cake at recess. Most of the children at Zion City Elementary were scared of John Henry Brown. As Forrest moved on from the house, but still within earshot, he heard a big brother say, "John Henry, can you beat that little nigger's ass that just ran by here?" The 14 words plagued Forrest all the way to the meat market. Was he talking about me? Am I the little nigger he's talking about? Forrest was still running. I'm still running, so it must be me he's talking about. After getting the groceries, the white man added a pack of Salem cigarettes to the bag and said, "Don't drop your mama's bag, boy, and don't break her eggs here, and don't squeeze the bread too tight. Don't squeeze the bag too tight, 'cause you'll mash your mama's bread. You hear me, boy?" He opened the door, and Forrest stepped out holding a large grocery bag. Forrest turned left at first, looking at the Plank Road Packard Street sign. Then he thought about what he had heard back there at John Henry's house. It sort of resonated in his mind. "John Henry, can you beat that little nigger's ass that just ran by here?" Forrest thought to himself, he run home every day from school since the 1st grade. He always run home without stopping, and he could run fast. Every day in the 1st grade, the 2nd, and now in the 3rd grade, Forrest ran home from school when it didn't rain. So he was fast. He knew he was fast. And then he thought, John Henry can't catch me. John Henry got to catch me first. Forrest carried the large paper bag with Edna's foods in it. He could not wait to get home. His 8-year-old mind began processing his favorite thoughts about Edna upon seeing him return home with her bag. He thought to himself, I can hear Mommy now, saying, Hon, you got Mommy's groceries, and you didn't drop Mommy's bag. You didn't break Mommy's eggs, and you didn't mash Mommy's bread. I'm so proud of you. By the time Forrest's imaginations were gone, he tried to quietly get past John Henry's house without making any noise. But his hugging of the large, rattling grocery bag sounded like firecrackers. His last step placed him even with the fence gate and the front steps of the house, with all John Henry brothers and him on the porch, turning towards the noise of the rattling grocery bag. There he is, one big brother yelled. All the big brothers stopped playing dominoes and stood up from the table and came and stood lined up across the front of the porch, drinking beer, white port, and smoking cigarettes, glaring down at Forrest, who had stopped and was frozen still for reasons he did not know until this day. John Henry,